Just because someone carries something well does not mean it's not heavy. Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamiso Miranda, and this channel is all things personal growth and lifestyle design. Stay tuned for some tips, tricks, hacks, and tools on becoming the best you. In this video, we're looking at 5 destructive habits in your life. One thing is for sure, it's going to be next to impossible to achieve your hopes, your goals, your dreams, and become the best you when you are still doing some of these bad habits that we're going to look at today. The first destructive habit that I have for you today is unforgiveness. Sadly, many of us go about our lives with heavy weight on our shoulders that we've been carrying for years, all the past hurts and failures and the things that have gone wrong, the things that have hurt us, the things that people have done to us. We carry all this weight on our shoulders and we drag it along through our lives. Before I get into it, I think it's so important to note what forgiveness actually is. So a definition of forgiveness is a conscious, deliberate decision to release fears of resentment, anger, hurt, pain, and vengeance towards someone that has hurt you. I also think it's very important to note what forgiveness isn't. Forgiveness is not condoning the behavior or excusing the offense. The first obstacle that is holding you back from greatness is holding on to the past. What happens when we don't forgive someone? We take something that has happened in the past and we become stuck to it. And then we are stuck in the past. We're moving forward, but stuck in the past. What people fail to realize is that unforgiveness puts you, the offended, into a mental prison, and this then allows you to live your life from the past, and you allow this thing that happened or whatever happened, you allow that to shape you, and then you live your life around that thing that happened. When you choose to not forgive someone, you are giving your power to your emotions. Your emotions will happily rewind and play back that thing that happened to you every single day. Even though time has passed, things have happened, people have moved on, you will still be stuck in the past, and nobody wants to be stuck in the past. Everybody wants to be here in the now, in the present, and to thrive and to move forward. And when you don't forgive, you have all this baggage that is essentially dragging you backwards, and we don't need that. We need to put down the baggage so that we can focus and work towards our goals and be more productive and be present in the here, the now, as opposed to being controlled by our past and being dragged backwards, because that takes away your energy. That sucks life out of you because you will just be stuck. Instead of focusing on productive things, you'll be stuck analyzing something that's already happened, and because it's already happened, you have no power over it. You can't change it. There's absolutely nothing that you can do, and most likely the person that has hurt you, or the situation or the failure or the whatever happened, they get away scot-free, and you're there stuck in the past trying to navigate through it when you could just make the decision to release those feelings of anger, resentment, and vengeance and move forward in your life and be productive, be happy, and be present and appreciate what you have now. The most important thing is to take the lessons of that situation with you going forward so that you can avoid the same situation happening again, and you can be wiser and you would have grown from the experience. The second destructive habit in your life is procrastination. Procrastination is an enemy of progress. Procrastination will have you going nowhere and fast. Procrastination is the act of delaying and postponing something. So maybe you have something on your calendar that is not your favorite thing to do, you're not looking forward to it. When you procrastinate, You waste time that you could have otherwise spent doing something more productive, working towards your goal, working towards your vision. You would have been working on bettering yourself, but then you waste that time putting things off. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month. Oh, it's after 6 o'clock. I'm already tired. You just keep on putting things off. Procrastination is one of the main barriers that are blocking you from living your dream life and becoming the best you. People have more regrets of the things that they didn't do as opposed to the things that they did. So procrastination helps you to have lots and lots of regrets of time like this. Now, right now, we're currently in isolation. We have a choice to use this time and do something productive, or to use this time to sit down and complain and moan and binge watch Netflix and not do anything productive. While other people that want to become the best them, they'll see this time as an opportunity to brush up on their skills, to learn a new language, learn a new skill, learn how to make a new dish, read some books. This is valuable time that we wouldn't otherwise have had if we stop procrastinating and start to get things done. The best way that I have found to combat procrastination is I have a list. I have a list with my goals for the year, and then I break that up into goals for the month. And in that month, I have set tasks and goals that I want to do for the week. So it's very detailed, it's very specific. I know I have my little micro tasks that lead up and make the bigger picture. So these little tasks that you do on a day-to-day basis, you are working as part of a bigger picture. This serves me as a reminder of what I'm doing, why I'm doing what I'm doing. It motivates me, it keeps me on track, it keeps me doing the important things instead of going off on a tangent or digressing or just procrastinating and not being productive at all. When I tick things off my weekly list or my daily list, I feel productive, I am motivated, I am inspired, I am energized, and I'm ready to do more. And that's the best way so far that I have found to beat procrastination. Another way could be to do a vision board, as in literally print out pictures, what you're trying to achieve, and put in as much detail as you can. Be specific, your time scale, the skills that you're going to need, and all the necessary information that you need to be in there. So, and then put the board somewhere visible so you can see it as a daily reminder, and it will help you to keep your energies up, to keep your motivation, to keep you focused, because you have a clear picture of what you're doing and why you're doing it. If you are getting some value from this video so far, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be the first to know when I upload my next video, how to cultivate a growth mindset. The third destructive habit in your life is the need to be perfect. Do we have any perfectionists in the house? Comment down below and let me know what I have learned from the need to constantly wanting and feeling like I need to be perfect. Is that in reality, no one is actually perfect. In life, there are always going to be some things that you can do, and you can do them very well, you can do them easily. And there's going to be other things that just don't come as naturally to you. There's some things that you're not going to be able to do as well. So instead of setting yourself unattainable goals that will frustrate you and demotivate you, if you focus on your strength, focus on the things that come naturally to you, and so that you know that you can do that easily without stressing yourself out, and it will be pretty much perfect anyway, because it's something that you can just easily do. You're working with your strengths, because perfection is also a matter of perspective. Everybody has different standards in their life. Everybody sees things differently. What is perfect to you may not be perfect to the next person, and what they find perfect to you,
you can just be like, no, actually that's basic, that's standard.
Whereas somebody else would be like, wow, that is absolutely perfect. So chasing perfection just self-sabotages you, and it allows you to waste so much time. Something that can take you 4 hours to do a good job of, an excellent job even. A perfectionist would then spend 8 hours trying to make sure that they have crossed all the T's, there's full stops, they've dotted all the I's, they have made it perfect. So also part of chasing perfection is that we need to realize and accept that failure is also a sad reality of life. Sometimes things are not going to go our way. And if you understand that it's a part of life, then you wouldn't need to chase to make it perfect, because perfection actually does not exist. And once you accept that sometimes you're going to make mistakes and you allow yourself to understand why those mistakes happened, how, what, if, when, where, why, if you really dig down into the details, you can find some valuable information that you can learn from, and you can take that information going forward with you in order to get that thing, do that thing, and do it well with the experience that you would have gained from something not being perfect. The fourth destructive habit in your life is being consumed by failure. Now, I just touched on it a little bit, but now we're going to get deeper into not being consumed by failure. Failure is something, as I just said, that happens to most of us. It's inevitable, it's a part of life, and we have a choice how we view the failure. There's this group of people that will see the failure as not as a failure, as in I have failed. They will see that as not yet. And what I mean when I say not yet means that, okay, so you have attempted to do something and it didn't go according to plan. Now you're telling yourself, okay, so it's not yet. This is not yet the time for me to do this thing. And then you go back and you review what went wrong, how you can improve, what went right, why did it go right, why did what went wrong go wrong. You analyze the what's, the if, the where, the why, the how. You equip yourself with experience and information and lessons that you have learnt from that experience, so that when you take your next attempt, you are better equipped, you have more knowledge, you have more confidence, you have grown through the experience, and this will allow you to spend your time not being consumed by failure, but instead you focus back on yourself and you take your time to make yourself better instead of wallowing in self-pity and crying that, oh, I failed, I'm a failure, my auntie said that I'll never be nothing, this person said that I'm no good, this person said that I'm not smart, this person said this, that person said that. Instead of going down that road, if you look at it as an opportunity to learn, you haven't failed. You only truly fail when you fail to learn from the experience. I believe that failure is the master teacher that teaches us things that we wouldn't have otherwise known had we not failed. There are some things that you can only learn when you're at rock bottom. There are valuable lessons that you can only cultivate and things that you can only fully comprehend when you have hit rock bottom. Those lessons, if you learn your lessons well, will ensure that you can never hit rock bottom again, or you can never be in that position again, if you truly take on board everything, the whys, the ifs, the wheres, and you take the time to cultivate and to improve and work on yourself to make sure that that can never happen again. The fifth destructive habit in your life is comparison. Comparison, as they say, is a thief of joy. When we compare ourselves to the next person, we are valuing what that person has and we are devaluing what we have. Instantly, that will make you feel bad, because most likely you are comparing someone's highlights. You are comparing someone's highs to your lows. First of all, that's an unfair comparison. If you want to compare something, it has to be like for like. If you want to compare yourself against someone, compare your strengths with their strengths. Compare your weaknesses with their weaknesses. Do not compare their weaknesses to your strength, because that's going to make you feel good, but then it's not really an accurate picture of what's going on. Or you compare their strengths to your weaknesses and then you start to feel bad. By all means, do be inspired by people. As that person was able to do that thing that you want, you can reference them as proof that what you want to do is achievable, it's attainable, and they have done it. So the same way that they have managed to do it, there's hope that you can too, and that person is your proof. You have to accept who you are, where you are going, and where you are coming from. Because when you truly focus on yourself and your journey, you won't have time to compare your ins and outs with someone else's ins and outs. You'll be so busy working on your grass, you'll be so busy watering your grass that you won't notice that the neighbor's grass is longer or it's shorter or it's greener. The thing that we really need to be aware of is when we compare ourselves subconsciously. This is when you compare yourself without even realizing. And I blame this on social media. Social media has made it far too easy for us to compare ourselves against some people's highlight reels. First of all, social media is literally the highlight reel. No one is posting their struggles, no one is posting their problems, their issues, their journeys. They are only posting their wins. So when you look at someone's Instagram or Facebook or whatever and you compare yourself, it's not an accurate depiction of their life or their current situation, is their highlight reel. And just because someone carries something well does not mean it's not heavy. This just rang so many bells in my head. I'm like, wow. Just because someone carries something well does not mean it's not heavy. This also goes hand in hand with even salt can look like sugar. So we have to be careful, we have to be mindful of the pages that we follow and how they're making us feel, because we don't want to implant seeds of comparison or jealousy or anything like that into our hearts, because that will give us a negative image of ourselves and stop us from being productive and becoming the best us. I hope these 5 destructive habits in your life showed you the areas that you need to work on for you to become the best you. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And I will see you in my next one as we continue our journey towards a more wholesome, healthier, and more meaningful lifestyle.